Or is it continuing the story? Follow ba? You follow what I'm trying to say? Because sabi ko, this is very controversial. That's why I'm trying to lay the groundworks to my thesis on this. Now, the problem here, if it is recapitulation, meaning expansion of day 6, the problem is there is still no plants. So, if this is a recapitulation, why is it there is no plants? In Genesis chapter 1, the plants came in day 3. And man came on day 6. Here, man came first. Then the plants came. It is not consistent. That's why I say it is not recapitulation. Second, it says, by the way, that's in Genesis 1:11, yung the plant came up day 3. Second, in Genesis also, it says, animals was created first, then man. Here, man was created first, then animal. So there is a problem in chronology. If this is trying to expand, why is there an inconsistency in the sequence of things? That's why I submit this is a sequel. Why? Go now to Genesis chapter 2. It says, this is the account of the heavens. If you check the Hebrew word there, the account comes from the word toledot. Have you heard of that word? Toledots. Toledot. If you studied Genesis, and this is very, very common among people who studied it, it is structured under 11 toledots. The word here kasi that was used is, this is the account. But the word there is toledot. This is the toledot of the heavens and the earth. Now, another example, go to chapter 6 as an example. 6 verse 9. It says, this is the record of the toledots of Noah. Generations or descendant. The word there, if you check the Hebrew, is toledots. Okay? Go to 10 verse 1. Now this is the record of the toledots of Shem. 11 verse 10. And this is the record of the toledots of Shem. Verse 27. Now this is the record of the toledots of Terah. Verse chapter 25. Verse 12. It says, now these are the records of the toledots of whom? Ishmael. Verse 19. Now these are the records of the toledots of Isaac. So we'll not go to all 10, right? So there are 11 toledots. And this is a formal structure of Genesis. Okay? Now, the first instant that the word toledot is found here in Genesis chapter 4. It says, now this is the totally dot of the heavens and the earth. Now, as you have seen, and we did not read it na lang, all the totally dots is what? About the person of Abraham, of Terah, of Shem, of Isaac. It gives, of Jacob, if I'm not mistaken, it gives the totally dots the generation of, right? It gives what came after that person. And if we read, it will say, after Abraham came blah, blah, came blah. It tells us the generation who came after Abraham, Isaac. It don't tell you that. It explains what happened, what came out of the person, or what developed out from that person. Because we have seen that in all 10 of the totally dots, we would say that the totally dot here is also the same. There is no totally dot that is recapitulary. There is no totally dot wherein it talks about the past. It all talks about what went after him. Therefore, we say that even because the 10 is interpreted that way clearly, we say even the first should be interpreted that way. That's why we cannot say that it is recapitulary, that it looks to the back, because none of the totally backs looks to the back. It all looks forward. What came out of that person and what developed from that person. So same is now. The only difference here is that instead of giving a name of a person, it says in Genesis 4, Genesis chapter 2, verse 4, now this is the toledots of the heavens and the earth when they were created in the day the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. What does that mean? Basically, what it is saying is this. This is what happened after the creation of the heavens and the earth. It is a sequel. It is a continuation of the story from Genesis chapter 1. Follow? Follow the logic there? Okay. Now, and we will go to so again, I would say certain controversial things. I have only 2 points. Relax. And you can choose not to believe. It's okay. But just relax. But I'll just explain why I say certain things. Okay. So the implication is, one of the implication is this. In Genesis chapter 1, when God, what verse is that? I think verse 27. God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female, he created them. One of the implications of my position is this. When God created mankind, it was not just Adam and Eve. It was not just Adam and Eve. He created, the man there is man. Mankind. And in his own image, okay, and we will go there, but so bear with me. I will explain a little more later, but bear in mind I said that. Okay? Now, if that is the case, right? It solves a couple of problems. By the way, this is not the main point, right? I'm just saying that some of the things I've discovered. Now, it makes sense to me. Di ba you think ba when God created the animals, He only created Adam dog and Eve dog? He did not. He probably made several dogs. Ito pa, during my research, kasi when I researched, I was really, mahirap ito. Have you heard the project Genome? You can, Genome. It's a big project. Genome, the Genome project. Genome, right? Genome, Genome. I just call it Genome para people can spell it, right? The project Genome, it was trying to study the DNA of man. And I think National Geographic has a documentary on it. It started in 1990, and it was funded by the US government to understand the origins of man, of the DNA. And it ended 2003. 13 years study funded by the US government, Genome Project. One of the implications and findings there, so ito pala, men, we carry a Y chromosome, right? Y chromosome. And that Y chromosome is a constant thing. It does, kaya naman pala, I was telling you, kaya naman pala when we have a DNA test, it's through a male. Kasi that there's a constant, so my genes is constant to Bambino. That's why it was the man, a male, who carries the family name because the constancy of their origin is fixed on the Y chromosome. Now, one of the non-biblical na to, one of the scientific findings in the Genome Project is this: we cannot come from one pair of parents. At the bare minimum, and this is not biblical, I'm talking about scientific, okay? At the bare minimum, they say there should be 10,000 people. Because when they made the research, yung Y is about 10,000 different things. So again, as we look into science and the advancement of science, sa akin, it still makes sense with the Bible. Now, so if that is the premise, that when God created humankind, right? Verse 27, and God created man, meaning not one man, mankind. He created, God created mankind in His image, and in the image of God, He created him, what? Male and female. That mankind is divided into two types, male and female, and He created what? He created them. You get it? That's why, go to now Genesis chapter 4. Okay, I hope I don't sound heretical, but I'll just share. Genesis chapter 4, verse 14. Abel on his part also brought the firstlings. 4:14, sorry. Behold, you have driven me this day. Okay, 13. Cain said to the Lord, my punishment is too great to bear. Behold, you have driven me this day from the face of the ground, and from your face I shall be hidden. And I shall be a vanguard, a wanderer on the earth. And it will come about that whoever finds me will kill me. How can that be true? The brother, the sister, he will be thrown out because there are other people. Is what we're saying, what I'm saying. And that's why, di ba, the thing is, so who did they marry? Who did they marry? They married their sister? No. They married the other human beings. Right? And that's why when Cain left, he said he'll build a city. Meaning, the assumption is there is a people, hindi lang sila dalawa. So to me, this passage